Okay, students. So today we will be discussing the different methods of training, right? So basically, we can categorize it into two. One is on the job method, another is off the job method. On the job training method means that methods which is applied to the workplace while the employee is actually working, and this method involves you can say learning while doing. For example, apprenticeship training, internship training, and all those. Then comes the off the job. Off the job methods training is what? It is the methods in which training is provided to the employee away from his job. This method involves learning before doing, right? So you can remember this: learning while doing, and this is learning before doing. So the trainee is separated from the job and his attention is focused on learning the material related to his future job performance. For example, vestibule training. Okay, now let me take one more example, then the things would be very clear. See, before I become teacher, I did my Bachelor of Education degree. So in a university, I went there and I was studying how to teach. So this was what? This kind of training which I was getting there, that was what? Off the job, right? How to teach. And now I have become a teacher, and there are several workshops which takes place, say organized by CBSE, capacity building program, or right now we have so many attended so many webinar and how to teach online. So I'm teacher, I'm doing my job and learning also. So this type of training would be considered as on the job method, correct? So now let us discuss it one by one. First I would like to explain you about the on the job method, on the job training, right? So this video will help you to understand it in a better way. Hope after seeing this video everything is very clear in your understanding that what is on the job methods. So on the job methods, under on the job methods, first thing which we have to discuss is the apprenticeship training or apprenticeship program, right? So what happens in this case? The trainee is put under the guidance of a master worker. As you can see here, he is a master worker and these are the trainee. They are learning now. Okay, so he is guiding both of them. So basically this is designed to acquire a higher level of a skill. So we can say that under this method, the trainee or the apprentice, we call the trainee apprentice also. So he will work under the guidance of a master worker who will guide and help him in learning the job. So basically this is designed to acquire a higher level of skill, and a uniform period of training is offered to trainees. And slow learners may be given some additional training. Like here in this case, both would be given the same time of training, but suppose he or she is a slow learner, then additional certain help can be given to any of them. And the trainees spend a prescribed amount of time working with an experienced guide or a trainer, right? So, and at that time what happened, they are paid only nominal remuneration. They would not be paid full salary kind of thing. So that would be in the form of stipend during the apprenticeship period. So the trainee is usually absorbed in regular post on completion of his you can say apprenticeship period, and this method is common in a skilled trade such as electrician, plumbers, carpenters, etc. Okay, so now the next is coaching. Please don't get confused here with the word. It is not that coaching which you are doing or usually you understand. It is a bit different from that. So what does it mean? In this method, what happens that a superior means a senior will guide and instruct the trainee as a coach, right? So here you can understand that you must have heard that almost all the players, they have a coach, isn't it? Like, who was the coach for Sachin Tendulkar? This is the question which you have to write in comment. Same way, please find out, go back and find out that who was the coach for PT Usha. I also would like to ask you that please find out who was the coach for PV Sindhu or Saina Nehwal. So same way here, a coach, or you can call him the counselor also, right? So he and the trainee both will sit together and they will finalize the mutually agreed goals, that this is what I need to learn. So like here in the picture you can see here, she is a trainee, he is a trainee, and maybe he is a senior manager and he is guiding both of them. And obviously their progress also would be reviewed periodically, that whether they are moving in the right direction or not. Here what happens, the trainee works directly under a senior manager and the manager takes the full responsibility for the trainee's coaching. This is which happens in coaching. Now let us discuss about the third one. This is called internship training. Basically under this program, what happens that there is one educational institution and a business firm. So they both combine their efforts together, they both come together, they are in cooperation with each other, are going to provide the training to their employees. So internship program is basically a joint program of training between the educational institution and business firms, wherein students of educational institutions are sent to business firm to gain practical work experience. Like as you can see here, these are the students. They are going in a factory, in a business firm, in a corporate, and when they come back as a trained employee, right? So they can be sent to a place where they can start working, right? So this is called internship. Here what happened that the selected candidates carry on regular studies for the prescribed period, and they also work in some organization to acquire practical knowledge and skills. For example, engineering students are sent to business enterprise and to learn those practical experience in the factory or in the manufacturing unit. Same way, medical students are sent to hospitals to gain the practical knowledge. Like you must have seen that most of the medical college have the hospital also for this purpose only, so that their medical students get the first hand experience or the practical knowledge and skills to treat patient. So hope now this internship training is very clear in your mind. Like the students who are doing MBA, they spend some time as interns, so they are given some internship training into that period. In this internship training, actually what happens, the theoretical knowledge is imparted to the trainee in the educational institute, whereas the practical experience about the various related aspect is provided in the business organization. So a trainee who is undergoing the internship training is known as intern. We call them intern. Okay, then the fourth one is job rotation. So in this type of training, what is done, that shifting the trainee from one department to another, or from one job position to another. So it actually expands the work experience of employees and helps them to gain knowledge of doing various jobs. So the trainee gets fully involved in the department operation and also gets a chance to test his own aptitude and ability also, that whether I like this type of job or not. So this method of training makes promotion, replacement and transfer easy. For example, in banks, employees are shifted from one counter to another. Right here you can see it. Or here you say it's a human resource department. So this person is working as a payroll officer, then he can be sent to work as a safety officer, then welfare officer, or then he can be given the task to do HR analyst, right? And he may be asked to do a personal relationship officer, PRO work he can do. So if this person has worked on all these things, now it is very easy for this man to get promotion as a HR manager, right? So whenever we require to promote him, because he knows all the work, so he would be a very good person to work as a HR manager. So this is all about the on-the-job method. Now let us discuss the off-the-job method. The first one is classroom, lectures or through conference. Lot of training is possible with the help of classroom teaching, by lecture methods, or by conducting a conference kind of thing. So these all lectures, conference, or you can include even the seminars, all these are conducted to convey specific information, specific rules, or the specific procedures or methods. So here the trainer often makes use of audio visual aids. He can show you the presentation, like here you are seeing the man is showing with the presentation PPT, or he can demonstrate to make the presentation interesting. Basically it provides a good platform for clarification of ideas, communication of procedures, and it is helpful for the trainees. In a short period of time he can be given good training. Okay, then the next one is through film. Through film you can teach a lot. This method of training provides information and explicitity. This method of training provides information and a detailed, explicitly demonstrate skills. There are so many issues, so many topics where it is very difficult if you don't use the film then to demonstrate or to teach those skills. The use of films along with discussion is very effective, as they are able to create and maintain trainees' interest. For example, the company may show movie like Chak De India to promote the team spirit, cooperation, coordination among employees instead of individualism, right? And there are so many other movies also which can be shown to the people to invoke those values, those qualities which we need in our managers. One more example I want to take here. Suppose a student who has studied the management and he is asking that, sir, tell me what is good for a manager to be. Like he should be a good planner, or a manager should be a very spontaneous. Spontaneity should be there in that person, and that's why then only he would be able to make the quick decision. So what is your opinion? What should be done? What Which quality that manager should have? Now, to answer this question, I may take months to explain, week to explain, or at least few hours it will take to explain you that what you should have. If I show you a small movie, just 1 minute movie, a film, and you see that how easily you will understand this concept. So let us see the movie now. Now, after seeing this movie, it is very easy to understand, isn't it? Then the third one is case study. And there is nothing to teach about it. You are already very well versed with case studies. See how I have taught you so many concepts using the case studies, right? So it is very easy for you all to understand it, that what is case study and how it actually helps. So we can say that case study refers to a method in which a real life problem is given to the trainees, and they are required to find out, and you can say, the best or the optimum solution by studying that case study, right? So under this method, what happens, the trainees are asked to analyze a particular case. They express their viewpoint on its various aspects. They identify the problems and recommend tentative solution also for it. So case study aims to improve conceptual, problem solving and judgment skills of the trainee in real situation. So case studies extensively used by management institutions like IIM and all these management schools to supplement their classroom lecture. Then the next one is computer modeling. Under this method, a computer is programmed to show some of the realities of the job, right? So this method allows learning without the risk of higher cost, which would be incurred if a mistake is made in real life situation. So computer modeling is widely used nowadays in automobile industries, by airlines in training the pilots also. So all such type of area where the cost of that real life situation would be very heavy, so we can use this computer modeling. So now I would like to show you this. Just see this small clip and you will understand that how easy it is by using computer modeling. So you must be agree with me that how easy it is now to teach through this computer modeling, correct? Then comes the vestibule training. See, in vestibule training, what happens that the under this method of training, in which training is conducted away from the actual workplace. Like here in picture you can see he is not actually flying aircraft or helicopter, but it is the same environment which has been created in the classroom to give training. So what happens, actual work environment is created in a classroom. That is means a duplicate model of workshop is prepared, and instead of using the original equipments, employees are trained on the dummy model. Correct? So this method is extremely useful when employees are required to handle expensive and sophisticated equipment. So a real like situation is created and then the training is given on that. So this is called vestibule training. Then comes the programmed instruction. This is very easy for you to understand. When you buy a new mobile phone, so how you learn it, how you learn to use it. So there is one manual comes with that mobile phone where it is mentioned that which button is where, and when you have to do this, then what you should how you should operate. Everything is given stepwise in that manual. So this is actually called programmed instruction. And like here I have shown you here one example. Like if you want to quickly host a Zoom meeting on desktop, then what you should do? The first step is that you should launch the Zoom app on your computer, then click on the sign in button and see stepwise everything is mentioned, and you will be able to understand it easily without any training. Just this thing is given to you stepwise, a pre-arranged proposed acquisition of some specific skill is given, or you can say the general knowledge is given here, and this information is broken into meaningful units, and these units are arranged in a proper way to form a logical and sequential learning package. Correct? And there is a possibility that after some steps there may be a questionnaire kind of thing that will ensure that you have learned whatever has been taught to you. So this kind of training method is called as programmed instruction. Okay, let me clarify one more thing here. This programmed instruction may be in form of text as it is here. It is written stepwise, or it may be in form of films. It may be in form of tapes. Earlier it used to be there. Then there are certain programmed books, illustration or printed material, or there is a possibility that like it is being shown here, you will find a new meeting button. So there may be a picture of the new meeting button, that how actually it will look like, and based on that also you can learn. So this program will involve presenting questions, facts or problems to the trainee, and the trainee instantly receive feedback also, and sometimes rewards also, and penalties also if possible, on the basis of the accuracy of his answer. And in this way he can learn without any trainer. So if a question is asked 1 marks, that suggest me the name of the job training method where trainer is not required, then immediately your answer would be programmed instruction. Okay, so that's all for the different types of training method. On the job, off the job, all we discussed it. Okay, so let me now give you a challenge. The challenge is that I'm giving you a case study. Let us apply whatever we have learned. The case is like, after passing his secondary school examination, Shashank left the school at the age of 15 years and started getting training under his father. His father, who was a renowned electrician, had worked for many companies. So he every day started accompanying his father on work and watched him carefully while working. So Shashank was a good learner and learned the techniques of work quickly. Now his father started passing on the tricks to the trade to Shashank. With the passage of time, Shashank acquired a high level skill and become a well-known electrician at that area. So big business houses started calling him for electrical wiring and big contract. And then he started hiring the people and trained them using different methods. And in this way, he started his own company where electricians are being supplied by that company. So you have to tell me the name of methods of training discussed earlier where Shashank got the training. And then after, when he must have started his company, then the way he can give training to their employees, what may be the techniques, what may be the different methods of training, that also you can suggest. Okay, so this was first question. Now second, you have to name or you need to identify the term which is being highlighted by my statement. The statement is, this method of training aims to familiarize the new employees to the organization. Under this method of training, institutes send their students to big industrial enterprises to gain practical work experience.